Welcome to Conflict Havoc number 2. I'm your host, Echo Fan Grey Wolf, and this is the final video for Monday. Alright? So you got through Monday Night Monologue, you got through the thank you video, you got through my horrible ass singing of Don't Want to Die Alone, versions 1, 2, and 3, and you got through my bonus video of how hell and high school go hand in foot for me. So this is a Trump video. This is about Felon 47. And I think I might do another video after this about pretendians. So I'm gonna break it down for y'all, nice and smooth. All right. The man don't like people of color. All right. And I've had people come after me on TikTok who really support this guy. And you know I lose people on this app who really support this guy. I'm going to say this because I said it this morning, so I'm going to say it now. If you support Felon 47, I am going to pray for you. Because sooner or later, what he's doing is also going to affect you the way it affects us right now. All right? I have a comment. Yeah. So, I'm going to click on this video. And before I play it, if I can pause it. I made a video about this. And this is for the Native American community. And I'm going to play this video. And then I'll let you guys be the judge. Crank the volume up. And it's only like 4 minutes, 12 seconds. And then we'll go through the comments. You know. And some of the comments I got wasn't very nice. But then I got a lot more comments in support of me. So, here we go. Must have my headphones in. Nope. I don't know what the hell's wrong with this damn thing. It's technology. Dude's talking, but I can't hear anything.
Edgar Villanueva is founder and CEO of the Decolonizing Wealth Project and Liberated Capital, which channels philanthropic funding toward Native American and Indigenous communities.
We're going to start over.
He's an enrolled member of the Native American and Indigenous people say the Trump administration's proposed cuts to health and education programs for their communities is a continuation of the federal government's historical failure to deliver on what it promised in land and peace agreements. Edgar Villanueva is founder and CEO of the Decolonizing Wealth Project and Liberated Capital, which channels philanthropic funding toward Native American and Indigenous communities. He's an enrolled member of the Lumbee tribe in North Carolina. Edgar, the cuts in the spending and tax bill that's in Congress now, what's the scope of these cuts to programs aimed directly at Native American communities, and how would they affect the lives of Native Americans?
You know, the new budget cuts seek to eliminate up to $1 billion on reservations. This would impact education, healthcare, law enforcement. You know, it's pretty much every aspect of our lives. And these cuts to those services are catastrophic and super harmful for our community.
In addition, the cuts in programs, they're sort of broader programs like SNAP and Medicaid. How would they affect Native Americans?
Any cuts to those programs would disproportionately impact Native communities because our communities experience the highest rates of poverty in the country. We also see some of the highest rates of poor outcomes when it comes to healthcare, education, so forth and so on. And, you know, the programs that are designated for Native communities only, like Indian Health Service, for example, has never really been adequately funded. And so when we're slashing Native-specific programs and we're also slashing other programs that are safety net, we are as sort of a double whammy of really gutting out all of these provisions that provide basic services that are really a human right for folks living in this country.
You say these programs have always been underfunded. Has it ever been close to what you needed? And it doesn't matter what party's in power?
You know, it's the provision of services for Native Americans has always been not a party issue per se. We've had administrations that were friendly toward our causes and our communities than others, but it's always been a struggle. But it's really hard. Like, imagine being a member of the Navajo Nation, where families drive 100 miles for a single checkup, right? And so when we're cutting out the opportunity to even have access to healthcare, we're seeing a lot of uncertainty in our communities.
You know, the Supreme Court recognizes the legal trust obligation that the federal government has from these agreements that you've talked about. Can anything be done to try to enforce that?
As you said, our nation's founding documents and hundreds of treaties establish a government-to-government relationship that historically it was supposed to be built on mutual respect and guaranteed services. And so all of these cuts happening now in the name of policy tweaks or efficiency really are breaches of trust in law. And so I do imagine that in time we'll find ourselves experiencing more time in court pushing back on these decisions.
How does this make you feel about how the government and the federal government, and the majority look upon the Native Americans and think about Native Americans?
You know, it's really disheartening. We are the first peoples of this country. We have given so much. We have shared so much. And we have, since the start of this country, experienced oppression and harm. And so we've always been in a place where we have felt invisible, not respected. And of course, for me, it feels that these cuts are just reinforcing that distrust and that relationship where we have honored our part and we just want the federal government to honor their part.
Edgar Villanueva, thank you very much.
Thanks for having me, John.
Okay. Now, you've seen that with your own eyes.
Native American
oh, damn it, stop. Okay. So my comment was, facts, Trump doesn't like natives. He's proven. And then what I meant to say was, Trump doesn't like natives. He proved it. He won't stop there. Now, the other part is that someone in here commented on my comment because the Lumbee tribe is like, it's not an old tribe, but it's not a new tribe. So a young native lady, I'm not going to tell you her name, she said they voted for him. I replied to her, you're not wrong. And she's not. The Lumbee did overwhelmingly vote for Trump. And if you don't understand that the Lumbee tribe only voted for him because he promised federal and state recognition. They're one of the few tribes that has ever been federally recognized, state recognized. And there's a whole lot of stuff behind the Lumbee that you're just going to have to go look up for yourself because I can't explain it. I'm not qualified for that. Now, the other one is someone, again, said they don't give up over in AZ. So they, I definitely gotta give her that because of what she said. I can't really read it. Tribal leaders reason a lot. Native nations are limiting. They're barely helping their own people. Then we rise up together. If they have forgotten, we must reteach them. These are natives. But one of the more ones, if I could just find it. Okay, so this one, another native lady says they defend Trump's money over their own people. She's specifically talking about the Lumbee. She has it in for them. It's too late. And I don't really blame her. I don't blame her. And I've made videos about the natives that have voted for Felon 47. You got another person said it's beyond that. That's the point. Blacks, the people of North and South America, Asians, Indians, Pakistanis, etc., need to form a coalition together where the majority is separated from the minority and they get ignored. I have a few more. Our leaders should already have done that. That's why they've been told. Some people are something. Um, got another guess is they've been saying this for months. Our tribal council hasn't even released any actions or steps as we tribes are talking. One of the vague short announcements of 3 months ago saying that the monitoring of the situation is working due diligently type of stuff. And we're not going to read that again because these are tribal people mad at tribal leaders for accepting this thing. And then, you know, the Navajo Nation has again been without water for fucking like going on 2 years. And this young lady is pissed. And I'm pissed with her. And somewhere along the line, in one of these comments, somebody said something about the Lumbee, and he said, "Well, they voted for him." I made a video. I don't know if I can find it. Let me see. Is that it? Hold on. Is there a comment in here? Okay. Is this it? I don't think that's it. Let me see. Nah, this is the video where a white fella came at me. So we're not gonna play that. Y'all don't need to be exposed to any more fucking racism. But it was a reply where it says, "Facts: Trump doesn't like Native people, and he's been proving it." No,
Native American and indigenous people say
I forgot this shit automatically plays when you go back a video. But yeah, it's it's one of those things, man, where you
one of these.
you gotta be involved, all right? And a lot of people who don't seem to understand, if it doesn't affect you, it won't, and you won't give a damn. I mean, you literally won't give a damn. If you're here and you're a Trump supporter, and I say something negative about Trump, you don't give a damn. You really don't. And there's nothing wrong with that, because this is a world where you're entitled to your opinion. But I am going to say this. When it comes down to me going to war for a president who spits in my face versus you who voted for him going to war, suit up, bitches. My oath was to the Constitution of the United States of America. It wasn't to Obama. It wasn't to Biden. Damn sure it wasn't to Trump. It was to the United States of America, so that you had the right to vote for whoever you want. They just came out with a video not too long ago with him cheering on Alcatraz and trying to teach people to dodge alligators in the new facility that they've just made in Florida. I don't think you guys understand the seriousness of the situation because you're probably not a brown person. I don't think you understand that I have been racially profiled 5 times since Trump has been in office by 5 white cops who think that I am Mexican. I'm not Mexican. I am part Native, and Mexicans are also Native. But I have gone on this block making sure that every Mexican knows to not answer and to not join the military in any way, shape, or form. And if you are a MAGA and you want to hurt your fellow Americans, here's a tip. If we go to war now, your orange Cheeto nugget giant, he did this shit. And since you want to hurt your fellow Americans, why don't you fight for us? Why don't you suit up, get that military training at Fort Benning, and carry your ass over there where you can legally kill people and not have to pay for it? Because that's what's going to happen. And I tell anybody who's under the age of 25, nope, don't sign up. Don't sign up. They want all of us brown people dead in chains or in fucking Alcatraz for alligators. Nope. Nope. If we can't stay here as Americans immigrants or birthright citizenship, why the fuck should we, people of color, brown, go and fight other brown people because the orange Cheeto giant wants us to fight his war, just like every other president? Part of my improv, without the special stuff, was about that, because more Native Americans have served since World War II than any other person, black, white, and differ. But yet he removed the Tuskegee Airmen, black people, Jackie Robinson, a black person, and the Navajo Code Talkers. He deported Mexicans who served for citizenship, which means their contract was up and they should be American citizens. They got deported back to Mexico. And this is the guy you guys voted for. Your daughter's not going to have rights. I made a video about this really, really long ago, where I put these fucking towel boobs in my shirt and a pregnant belly to make a point that Little Susie Homemaker would be little Susie, you got raped, fucked by somebody that your daddy knew, and your daddy couldn't do anything about it. And you guys have voted for this shit. The big beautiful bill just passed. We, poor people, are fucked. But y'all voted for that shit. And if you voted for him, you can't get mad. But I am going to pray for you the way I've been praying for us who didn't vote for it. Maybe this is what you guys need to learn. And the worst part of that, Texas. The flood they had over the weekend, that people are still looking for bodies and still looking for their loved ones. It's a fucking red state. And he cut out air rescue and rescue in general. And y'all voted for that shit. So when it's you, when it's your family, when it's one of your loved ones who gets swept away by an unforeseen event because there was no one there to predict that this weather was going to get that bad, because Elon Musk and Doge fired these motherfuckers to make budget cuts. You look at that person when they find the body or when they make the memorial. You look at that person, you tell them you voted for this shit and you're fucking sorry. You better fucking own that shit. And now back to the video about the Lumbee. This is him stabbing the Lumbee in the face. This is him literally taking a knife and stabbing the Lumbee in the face. I don't hate the Lumbee, but you're not going to get that much sympathy for me because you voted for this shit. You literally voted for this shit. And he's been after the Native Americans since 1993. 1993. You know, the yearbook I showed you? Yeah. He's been after the Native American community since 1993 because his casinos was losing to their casinos. And to think that the natives voted for this shit, and that token blacks voted for this shit, and whites and Asians and Mexicans and Latinos and Hispanics voted for this shit. And now they're all crying because what they voted for, he's thrown into high gear. And we're stuck like this for a whole nother year. Better vote blue no matter who if you don't want your 6-year-old daughter to be fucked by the president. Oh, by the way, I watch a guy called Facts Matters. I think he's on. I might be able to show you him. Let's find out. Oh, she's pretty. Sorry. She is pretty. Okay.
One of the kids a clown.
Let me see. That's a Pretendian video. They fight Pretendians. Okay. So, follow Tea Drinker and follow Facts Don't Matter.
On top of offshoring
Follow
jobs,
this guy.
on
Follow
top
him.
of
If you're following me and you're not a Trump supporter, follow him.
creating efficiencies.
If you're not a Trump supporter,
That's what I said.
Follow him.
That's what I said. So don't be talking about.
follow both of them. The lady on there, goddamn, I can't think of her name, Ava. Follow them. They're gonna get you straight. If you want to fight Pretendians,
Talking about
follow him.
DRUG
And also follow the guy talking.
You gonna turn off the microphone? I wasn't done yet talking.
So we will make a pretendian video after this. But yeah, the fact that blacks voted for this, poor whites, I give an excuse to. I'm sorry if you're poor and you're white. I'm not even gonna be mad at you. I'm really not. I'm not, unless you're a poor racist white person. Because a lot of white people did not vote for Trump, especially the ones who always vote blue. And women, a lot of women, military men voted for this man. A lot of military people voted for this man. He's steadily taking shit away from the military. Steadily taking shit. And yeah, natives, they voted for him. Asians, they voted for him. Blacks, they voted for him. Hispanics, Latinos, all these people want to be white. And now they're going to understand that no matter what they do and who they vote for, you're still going to be a person of color. And you're still going to be dust in the wind to them. So when you hear the song Kansas play, Dust in the Wind, I close my eyes only for a moment, and the moment's gone. All my dreams, dust before my eyes, a curiosity, dust in the wind. All we are dust in the wind, dust in the wind. Everyone is dust in the wind. That's you. Everyone who voted for him. You're dust in the wind. He got what he wanted. And this is to keep him out of prison. And remember, I just showed you guys Fact Still Matters. He literally read some of the things that happened to a 13 and a 12-year-old on Epstein Island involving Felon 47. And y'all voted for him. And let's not forget, as I throw this back to y'all, because I only found out recently about the third one. I only knew about the two more modern ones where Trump told a young man who had an 8-year-old daughter that he was going to be dating her in 10 years when she's 18. And these two people that he told us to, these three people that he told us to, were white men. Do you not give a fuck about your daughter? This old-ass white man who was about roughly my age goes down an escalator in 1993 and tells it to a man, a white man. You have a very attractive little girl. I'm going to be dating her in 10 years. Dude, I made a video about it, and I'll say this again. Had I been that white man, I'd be just getting out of prison. He'd be just getting out of a coma. But I'm not that white man. And this could have been fixed back then in 1992 when he said that. See, I didn't know about that video. I found that video by accident. The two I do know about was at his rallies, where he was at a rally and he told a man he had a very pretty girl. How old is he? He said 8. And he said, I'll be dating her in 10 years. He wasn't the president at the time. I guarantee you, had I been that white man, I guarantee you, there wouldn't have been a Secret Service man on the motherfucking area. They would have stopped that ass whipping from coming. And then he did it again to a different person at a different rally. The videos are out there. I can't find them, but they're out there, or they're being removed. But somebody who knows how to work the internet, you find them, please tag me in them so that I can find them and show everybody who voted for this guy that he's a human piece of filth. Anybody who looks at another grown man and sees their little girl and says, you have a very beautiful little girl. How old is she? Oh, she's 8? I'm going to be dating her in 10 years. That's a sick fucking freak, yo. And if you support that shit, there's something wrong with you supporting a man who tells another man he's going to be dating his daughter in 10 fucking years. That's insane. That's not just grooming. That's fucking insane. And if you support that shit, man, I can only pray for you. I can't hate you, but I can pray for you. Because you're supporting someone who literally told another man to his face that he's going to molest his daughter in 10 years. Now, you're going to consider that that's not molestation because in 10 years she'll be 18 and she can make her own decisions. True. But to tell a man that to his face, or as an 8-year-old child, and she's looking at him, she has no idea what the fuck's going on, but he's looking at her as a sex object, and she's fucking 8. I never what straight facts read today. This man could have gotten that girl. And maybe she was one of those 2 girls that Straight Facts was reading about today on Epstein Island, where 2 girls had oral copulation with him, and one of them was tied to a bed until he finished inside her, and then he threw money on her. She's 13. Don't you guys have a 13-year-old in your life? I have a 11-year-old niece who dances. I haven't been to one of them, but I donated money so they could go to Detroit last weekend. Money I didn't have to donate, was like my last $30 or some shit. But I would never want to take an opportunity away from somebody because I never got opportunities. But I think about my nieces, and I think about Trump, and I thank God we are of color and that he's not really into colored girls. Of course, you did have this guy also tell people on The View that he would sleep with his own daughter if she wasn't his daughter, which is kind of insane just to even have that as a thought. But, I mean, it is what it is. People think crazy shit all the time, but that's a little beyond the range of normal thought. And for everybody who voted for him and didn't think about that shit, you know, you might want to guard your daughter with your life. And all I can do is pray for you. I want to end the video here. All I can do is pray for everybody who voted for Felon 47. I pray that you guard your daughter with everything you've got, because things are going to get a lot worse for anybody born with a fucking vagina and a functioning uterus. After they get 8 years old, they're going to be groomed by a fucking president who wants to be a king. And y'all voted for that shit. Now, you might not like me. You might not like this video. But goddamn it, if you don't at least love your damn daughter enough to think maybe I should get her out of the country where she'll fucking be safe, where if somebody rapes her, she don't be forced to have that fucking baby, and she's a baby herself so she won't be Lena fucking Medina, then you are a piece of shit. Because you didn't think about your daughter. And if you are a female that supported this, and if you're a military female with all the fucking rapes that was going on when I was in Fort Benning and women were getting raped left and right and nothing was getting done about it, I have no help in hell for you, and I don't have any mercy. I'll pray for you. But if you get SA'd in the military and you voted for Trump and you get pregnant and you can't have an abortion, that's your fault. You voted for the fucking shit. So you swallow that fucking nut and you deal with it. Because you can't get pregnant if you swallow. But you can damn sure get pregnant when they're holding you down and penetrating you. And you think about that every pump and every thrust that you get, that you voted for this shit. You voted for that human piece of filth to be the president. And if you're active duty and they body slam you and every man in your platoon takes turns. Now I said platoon, not company. God, if it's your company, you're definitely going to get pregnant. It's fucking 54 men a platoon times 4. So just let that set in. If all those men do things to you, and if some of these men don't bathe and you get syphilis or you get pregnant or worse, you voted for that shit. Now you might not like what I said. Think about it. You voted for Felon 47 and you're female and you're in the military, and all the essays that go report it and just have nothing done. Officers don't do anything. JAG don't do anything. You voted for it. May God have mercy on your soul.